Good morning, everybody. Quick question for you before we get started, and I want you to think about this as I'm going through our study for today. Is there anything or any time in your life where you have been trying something new, you had a goal in mind, whatever it may be, you may have been trying to change something about your life or your habits, and you just stopped, whether it got painful, whether it got uncomfortable, whether you just decided you didn't care anymore, whatever the case may be, you gave up. Well, you're not alone if you said yes to that, and I'm sure most of you did. But, just you're not alone in that, because I have definitely struggled with that for a very long time in a lot of different areas of my life. And so tonight I want to talk about perseverance and read you a couple of verses that help me when I'm struggling to stick with what I'm trying to do, stick with the new habits, the new routine, whatever the case may be. The first scripture that I want to share with you is Philippians 3, verse 13. And that says, "Brothers and sisters, I do not consider myself yet to have taken hold of it. But one thing I do, forgetting what is behind and straining toward what is ahead." And that verse I like to go to when I start having those thoughts in my head like, okay, I've tried this before, probably 100,000 different ways, 100,000 different times, and it's never stuck. So what makes me think that it's going to stick this time? And I'm especially fighting with that right now as I'm trying to become a morning person, I guess is how I want to word that. I've always been somebody who sleeps in till the very last minute, rolls out of bed, does the whatever I need to do right before I need to be gone, and gets out the door. Or, when I'm working from home, roll out of bed the last minute, go downstairs, turn my computer on, get logged in, whatever. And then maybe on my lunch break, take my shower and get dressed. That's just, I've always been someone who enjoys sleep a lot. A lot. And so in this changing of my habits, in this attempt to change my habits, I'm trying to remember that this isn't just for me. This is for my son's benefit as well, because if I'm getting up early and I'm spending time with God right away, praying, getting in the Word, it's helping my mood for the day. It's helping me to have a better attitude throughout the day and, be more positive, more optimistic, instead of everything sucks, whatever, I'll read my Bible when I get to it, that kind of thing. So I'm trying to be more intentional about that. And it's also giving me time in the morning to prepare things for him before he has to be up. So, school starts this week, and I told him, I plan on being up by 5:30. So if you want breakfast each morning, which sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. I get that. I'm not always a breakfast person either. But if he wants breakfast in the morning, I can have it prepared and ready for him when he gets up at 6. So all he's got to do is come downstairs, let the dog out, grab his breakfast, eat, make sure the dog's got food and water, let her back in, and get on the bus. So that's, not just for my benefit, but for his as well. And that's something that I remind myself of. And I try to focus on the fact that I'm doing it differently this time. And so I expect the outcome to be different. And that expecting is a big thing. So that's just one example. Of course, you can apply that to anything that you're trying to change, any new habit, any, goal that you're working toward. You can apply that verse to that as well. And I also wanted to share with you Galatians 6, verse 9, which is really one of my favorite verses, especially, being someone who, serves in different areas at church and tries to serve her, family and community as well. but sometimes it gets tiring. So when I'm, tired or, just worn out from what I've been doing, I come to this verse, Galatians 6:9, and I remind myself of this. Let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. And that can also be applied to, of course, any type of situation, not just, serving in your church, serving in your community, or, whatever the case may be, some serving in ministry. It can also be applied to things like eating healthier, going to the gym, getting up earlier in the morning. You're going to see natural rewards for those types of things, but you're also going to reap the supernatural rewards in God's timing. So just something for you to think about today. When you start to get down on yourself, you start to feel like giving up, just remember those scriptures and, really just encourage yourself to push forward and to keep trying to do better, keep striving toward those goals, and of course, spend time with Jesus each day. Well, I hope this encouraged you, helped you out a little bit, and I hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you again tomorrow.